I'm the site leader here on the Microsoft campus in Fargo. We have a very important topic today, a topic that is crucial to us and I think to all of you. And we kept the group small because this is going to be interactive. We're going to ask for your input and some of your ideas. We want to have a good dialogue. And in order to do that, we're going to kind of set the context first. And I would like to bring Juliana up, and she's going to tell you about the task force that I've been very privileged and honored to be a part of. And I don't want to steal her thunder, but 12 Midwestern states have gotten together. This is a bipartisan effort, but the 12 Midwestern states have said, hey, we're the Midwest. Immigration's been key to our past. It's important to our future, but it's really critical right now. And we're going to try to address some of these issues. Juliana?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Don. So I'm Juliana. I direct special studies at the Chicago Council on Global Affairs, and I just wanted to do a brief welcome on behalf of our institution and thank Don, Microsoft, for hosting us, Craig Whitney with the Chamber for collaborating on this event and bringing us all together today. So thank you for being here. For those of you who don't know the Chicago Council, I don't know if you've heard of us before. We are a 90-year-old foreign policy institution based in Chicago. We're a non-governmental, nonprofit institution. We get a lot of funding from over 7,000 members that are MVH'd. We have corporate members, we have foundations that support our work, and this is actually one of the projects that we're doing right now. We have released several reports on different critical issues, talking about global connections and its impact on our region and our city and our country. And we've put out some of the reports we've done on immigration in the past for you to see. We've been tackling the immigration issue now since 2004. But this time it's very unique. This is really looking at the U.S. economic competitiveness angle and why the Midwest needs immigration reform. We have 45 members involved in this task force, bipartisan from all different sectors. And we have 9 co-chairs. Both Don Morton and our state senator, Tim Fleckel, are both members of our program. We are moving around the region right now. We're in a draft phase of this report. The drafts are available here today. And we are going to 7 cities over the course of these 3 weeks. We kicked off in Chicago and St. Louis last week. We were in Des Moines yesterday. We're here today. Minneapolis tomorrow, Detroit and Indiana next week. We're really moving around the region and trying to get a local audience perspective to incorporate in this report and really have the view from the Midwest. We are also creating a website back at home, a microsite on immigration in the Midwest. It'll have news features, it'll have the final report, it'll have video footage from all of our events. And so if you want any other information about immigration in the Midwest, you can go visit this eventually. In the next month, we should have it up. We're also building a group of 500, and you'll hear this a lot over the course of the next few months. The goal is to take this report after the elections to Washington, D.C., release it, and make sure that Congress sees the view from the Midwest, what's coming out. We are a non-advocacy organization, but this is a representation. We publish reports showing what viewpoints are and consensus, areas of consensus of other people. Our group of 500, we're going to call on people who are interested in supporting the recommendations of the report and want to sign their name to encouraging reform. So you'll see more about the group of 500. In fact, if you even want to start sharing your information today, Jill, who's with our office, will be collecting business cards. I think that's what I wanted to share with you. So again, thank you to Don, and I hope you enjoy our program. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. And I'd also like to echo thanks to Craig Whitney and the Chamber for helping Microsoft sponsor this event. We, as Juliana mentioned, we want to get your feedback. But first, just let's take a moment and look at a couple of things. Obviously, our economy has been struggling since 2008. We have gradually come out of the recession, but not very fast. Everybody, politicians, business leaders, are all looking for ways to revitalize, accelerate our economic growth. Most of the issues we're talking about are not easy. Entitlement reform is not easy. Government loans are not easy. Tax reform is not easy. But immigration is something that we can tackle. And it's been tabled for far too long, and we have to get aggressive. Unfortunately, in 2010, the Chicago Council did a public opinion study that showed over 50% of Americans, when polled, felt that immigrants were bad for the United States, bad for American companies, bad for our own standards of living, bad for our communities. In fact, 74% said they were bad for job security for American workers. And what we want to do with this task force, with all this negative ideas in mind, what we want this task force to demonstrate how these generalizations and perceptions are just wrong. And we've got to change our thinking that immigrants, our country was built on immigrants, our country thrived on immigrants, our country will continue to thrive. It is very critical, and we can't wait any longer. That is why I agreed to serve in the task force. That is why Microsoft is very supportive of this task force. Immigration has been at the top of our list for several years, and will continue to be at the top of our list. We must be able to compete globally. The reality, we do live in a global economy. We can't build a fence around North Dakota. We can't build a fence around the Midwest. We do compete globally. And immigration reform is going to be critical to allowing us to compete globally.